there's a sense of restlessness, and it feels like you're ready to take action. Maybe you don't know what you're supposed to do. Maybe you don't know where you're supposed to direct this energy. Maybe you're at a standstill and you're waiting with all this anxious, anticipatory energy, and you're wanting to move it, create something. So let's go ahead and get into a reading together and take a deep breath. And I just ask that we're grounded, present, and open to receive messages. What is this restlessness? The moon, Knight of Pentacles. This is grounded, steady, deliberate action. You know that this is the way that you want to go. And it's kind of like just strolling through town. I kind of have like this, because they're on a horse, right? This old Western kind of feel of you're just coming into a new town and you have no idea what's going on behind the town doors, you know, what this new environment has going on. And it feels like you're new, excited, but cautious. And you're waiting for everything to kind of just continue to fall into place, because this is a time of observation. And whether it's you're sitting on a higher perspective, you know, sitting up like in a tree, right, and having a bird's eye view, or if you're getting up and close and you're really looking at how every ripple, how everything touches everything, and into the depths and past, and like looking through the water and seeing what lives in the water. It all feels like really beautiful and descriptive in that sense. And yeah, so how do we direct this energy right now? Empress, Emperor. That's pretty cool, because it really speaks to the balance of just going through life in a way that, yeah, you're taking it as it comes, but you're so prepared because you have your plans, you have your ideas. And I've never really had these cards next to each other like this to notice this like merging of this kind of like skull relic looking sculpture. I can't think of the statue, you know, what I want to call it, right? But this energy here is, how can you be in control, and how could you provide nurturing energy that gives life, that understands chaos, and knows that sometimes that's all a part of the order of everything, and just taking it in like day by day. At the bottom of the deck we have 6 of Cups, and so I really feel like you have a lot of the past that you're able to pull from, where you can see like, okay, this is how I have to handle this situation, this is what I do here, this is what I say here, this is what I don't say. It's really being able to discern and know that your energy is super aligned because you've done the work and you've allowed yourself to be in this space, live in this energy, and that's what you're emanating. And so if you're in a sense concerned about how you look right now in a different environment, or maybe it's the same environment but there's just something different about it, I think it's because of your energy being so sovereign and having this sense of like calm and cool, even though there is like so much going on around you. You're able to take things in and accept it and create solutions and embody those solutions, enact those solutions, not just like, well, maybe I'll just leave it for somebody else. There's integrity behind what you're doing. And that feels good. Good job. What else do we need to know? 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and 5 of Cups, the bottom of the deck. I almost didn't look at the bottom of the deck, but I saw all this emotional energy coming out, and I think the brightness that you bring, the independence that you show, is helping people trust in something deeper than you, right? Deeper than themselves. They're trusting in some sort of order because they might have a deeper understanding of the pain and the loss and the suffering that you've gone through, that you don't read that. You read Emperor Empress energy. You read balance. You read like you've got it going on. You have the wisdom and nobody knows how you got it. And maybe if they stick around, they'll find out because you might open up. But you don't just bleed out your pain and your suffering. What you're bleeding out is beauty and transformation and joy. And it's not like this false sense of positivity. It's acknowledging the suffering, acknowledging the pain, the disappointment, the grief, the ways that you have felt betrayed and heavy, lost in your head, because whatever you're feeling is just feeding your thoughts. And you were in a trap, you were in a maze. But your poker face, the way people read you and the way they see you now, it's like disbelief that you've gone through, the things that you've gone through. So let's go ahead and close out. This restless energy is how I think you bring the brightness. It's how you're able to refocus things and keep it light, keeping things honest and realistic, but keeping it light, knowing that it doesn't have to be so heavy because there is other things to feel heaviness about. So let's close out. 10 of Pentacles, the Moon, back to the Moon, bottom of the deck, 3 of Pentacles. This is a time in your life where you've been working decades to see this, and you're finally able to stare back at your reflection and what's going on around you, and also feel it like deeply in your subconscious. This is what I deserve. This is my life. This is what I've created. You were so proud of yourself. So proud of yourself. But I think it's more about telling yourself. You are reading that. And it's not to be prideful, right? It's not to be arrogant. It's just like, no, right, I really am deserving of this. I do not accept this kind of behavior from other people because I've already dealt with that and I already know how this goes. And so let me try something different. Let me be different. Let me be solid. Let me understand that if I don't see the clear picture right now, if I feel the subtle cues that are inhibiting or coming to stonewall my 10 of Pentacles, then I'm just going to give it a try and say no. I'm going to give it a try and put up a boundary. I am going to do something different, as painful as it might feel. My happiness, my sovereignty, my independence, that's what you're really leaning into. And you can work with other people and you want to work with other people, right? 3 of Pentacles. But you understand what things need more nurturing, more attention, more focus. There was an analogy once I heard about a dandelion versus an orchid. And what are you? Are you a dandelion or are you an orchid? Are you able to pop up anywhere, be resilient, and then multiply your energy, your bright yellow energy? Or do you need some special care, and do you shed all your petals and then, treat it delicately and need this amount of water and this amount of light and energy and sun and food and, things that are very specific and delicate, right? Which is all something to appreciate, and we're not looking down upon, but the resilience that you've created is very important here. Because you've been both. You've been the orchid, you've been delicate. You've seen how things have created struggle, and you've seen how things can multiply faster than you can keep up with. So just stay focused, stay positive, and I think that brings in the realism and the things that you've been seeing coming towards you. All right? Much love.